feeling saucy. Love the way you feeling on my body. The way you dance, it turns me on and on and on and on and on. I'm feeling saucy. Love the way you feeling on my body. The way you dance, it turns me on and on and on and on and on. Step in the party. All I see is pretty little mommies. Can't be too thirsty.
Hey, y'all. This is another episode of Pain and Pleasure, where we pretty much talk about life's pain and how we turned it into diamonds and pleasure and all that good stuff. You know, life is full of a lot of happiness, but it's also full of a lot of pain that grooms us for the next opportunity, or grooms us for the next marriage, or grooms us for the next relationship. So today, listen, I'm in the A. I don't know if you guys knew. Well, first of all, let me thank you guys. On TikTok, not TikTok, but YouTube, I have reached 500 subscribers. Yay. So I want to thank you guys for rocking with me, because this is really something that I am passionate about, and I see that you guys like what I do. So today I'm in the A. No longer in Nashville, I'm in the A, and we got Chicago in the building.
Yes, what's good?
South side of Chicago, do you hear me?
South side, Woodline, Bronzeville.
Hey!
What's going on? What's up?
Hey, we got
all the way in the A.
All the way in the A, do you hear me? Alright, so she is here. She is the lovely business owner of Saucey Self-Care.
Yeah.
You know, so alright, I'm gonna let Miss Tiana from the south side of Chicago introduce herself with her pretty self.
Thank you. So what's going on, Atlanta, A-Town? What's good? Peace up, A-Town down.
A-Town.
So yes, my name is Tiana Smith. I am CEO and founder of Saucey Self-Care LLC. We are an aesthetics brand company and a self-care company where we marry the both together and we give you a saucy experience. So that is my brand. That's what I do. I love what I do. I love people. And I don't think I said that the other day. But I love people. I love working with people. I love servicing people. So that's part of who I am.
All right. She's a people person.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, to be in the self-care business, you have to love people.
Yes.
And I think self-care is so needed now more than anything.
Yes.
I mean, we just came out of a whole pandemic where we were losing. I remember seeing people die every other day on my timeline. It was a really, really sad and trying time. So now we've kind of bounced back and scaled back from that. We need that self-care to keep pushing.
Yeah,
to keep going, to face life adversity. So I really think you're in a really, really great field with that.
Thank you.
But I want to know exactly, what do you do? I know you are an esthetician.
Yes.
So just walk me through what services I can get with you.
Okay, so let's talk about it, honey. Okay, so you can get any aesthetic services, whether it's makeup, lashes, facials, skincare, body waxing, eyebrow waxing. You can do ear candling, and I also do natural hair services. So I do twist outs, I do retwist as well. I do some body work as well. So contouring and like body services as well. So yeah, and then of course I do like a self-care consultation as well, where we kind of talk about like the pillars of self-care and why you need them, and where you're hitting your self-care pillars. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then of course I curate self-care events, so I do hiking and bike riding and like bowling, or just like meditation moments and things like that, where we're kind of like circling back to where we need to be for our self-care.
So like I can book a hiking trip with you?
Yes, you can.
Oh, that is so dope.
Yes. My goal actually for next fall is to bring some women down to Atlanta and go to to Stone Mountain. Yeah.
So like a retreat.
Yeah.
That was I was about to say that. I was like, it probably would be good for you to dig into a retreat.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
Because, I don't see a lot of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even if I did, I'd be like, who do I go to find out about this?
Right, and like nature, you know what I mean? So black girls hike, black girls get in nature. Like I used to be a Girl Scout, so like I'm like really into that. I used to like cook over the fire and make fires and things like that. So for sure.
Let me no Girl Scout.
You like honey? Wait.
That's it.
You said, what time is hair and makeup?
Right, that's it. But my mama knew better.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So now you are an established business owner.
Yeah.
In Chicago. what type of things do you face? Like being, like, I know Chicago is different from Tennessee, it's different from Georgia. How is black owned business really thriving there?
I want to say yes, only because the black businesses I know, they are thriving, and I like to think in a positive state, right? It is hard in the city of Chicago to like make your business known, and like especially when you got to go through all this red tape for the city and licenses and things like that. It gets a little difficult, and word of mouth in Chicago is a real thing. Like you're only gonna make it if the people feel like you should.
I feel like that now.
Yeah, I mean in general, right? Yeah. So it's a little bit difficult, but I can say like through adversity, I've been good. I've been good, and I see like a lot of thriving black businesses in Chicago, and it's gonna be more coming. So
good, yes, more coming. I hear that. More coming. Okay, so tell me, what brought you to Pain and Pleasure today?
Well, what brought me here is to tell my story. I was very intrigued by your YouTube channel and what you do and how you give a platform for people to come and tell their stories. So like, I was really excited. Don't you cry. You talk about me. Don't you shed no tear here. I'm supposed to be the first one crying, okay? But no, I was very intrigued. Your platform, and I think it's necessary, and I think it's a beautiful thing. And like when I first met you, we were like instantly like connected. Yeah. So I was very, very intrigued. Like I gotta come and like late and like honestly I haven't had this opportunity, right? And like now having the opportunity is with the perfect person, because even having the opportunity would have been open if it wasn't you, like honestly.
Wow.
So like
so this will be your very first time going public with your story.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel nervous a little bit, but I'm also feeling like I'm ready to release a lot. Like people see me and they know me as a brand. They know me as like this vibe and this energy, but no one really knows like the time and energy it took to get to this comfortability, to get to this confidence, to get to this space that I'm in. And it wasn't an easy road, and it's still, and you know, it's never really over. You know, I'm still, we're still building and still healing. So like, it's still going, but like I'm at a space where I'm ready to kind of like tell my story.
Right, because once you get those scars, sometimes those scars heal.
Yeah. And
something happens, and it opens those scars right back up.
Like it just happened.
Right. And then you have this inner child that never leaves you. You just have to learn how to deal and treat your inner child.
Yes.
People don't understand that about healing. Like healing is a thing.
It is.
It's like a full-time job. And you have to be ready for the change and the journey and the ugliness and the crying and the breaking down. And I mean, it gets really, really, really ugly. So I commend you for taking the first step of release. Release is a real thing.
It is.
You gotta let that shit go.
You got to, because if not, it's gonna be on your back like a Louis bag.
It's gonna show up in your kids. It's gonna show up in your relationship. At work. It's gonna show up in the mirror when you talk to yourself.
Yes.
Like I really believe in inner bitch.
Yes.
Inner bitch. That second person that's in your head, baby, she would tear you down if you let her.
Real quick.
Before
10 a.m.
Baby, before you come on now.
Before you get out the bed.
Maybe that's the next podcast.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Absolutely. So let's begin. Where do you want to begin with this? You want to start at the very beginning?
We can start. Let's start when I came to Chicago. Okay, so
you came to Chicago from
so I was raised in a small town outside of Illinois called Mascouda, Illinois. Mascouth.
Never heard of it.
Right, it's right outside of St. Louis. It's right by Scotts Air Force Base. Okay. So I grew up I grew up with a lot of military kids, but the town was very small. My mom moved down there because she was having financial issues, and it was just cheaper for her to be down there in that moment. I moved down there in 3rd grade, and then we moved when I was 16, sophomore year in high school.
Okay.
Growing up there was amazing. It was little town energy, so it was very much a lot of freedom. My mom was working hard as hell as she could. She was a single mom of 3. I'm the baby, and she was a CNA by trade. My mom, she graduated from Tilden High School in Chicago and was a prom queen.
Hey.
Okay, hello. I'm a daughter of a prom queen. Yes, God. Okay, shout out to you, babe. Shout out to you, baby. Yeah. So we were down there for a while, But we ended up having to move back to Chicago when I was about 16 because my mom was evicted. And being evicted from a space that I had been there from 3rd grade and not being able to say bye to my friends was highly embarrassing and highly, it hurt. Having to leave, like literally 24 hours, having to leave a space that I had been in for so long. And so when I came to Chicago, I was very like angry. I was very kind of like upset and like misplaced because it was so urban. And I wasn't as urban. Because I was a minority.
Yeah.
I was a minority.
Around the military.
Exactly. So it was a culture shock coming to Chicago because I was nothing like none of these girls. And even though I had came back and forth visiting and things like that, it was such a difference being there.
Yeah.
And when we got there, I lived with my cousins and my mom was staying with her sisters. So me and my mom wasn't even in the same household for a while, for about 1.5 years, which all of that was different because now I'm going into my cousin's household. She got like 3-4 kids and she waking up like, turn the light off.
Cursing you out.
Yeah, like I'm not used to that. Like I'm used to my mom on her way to work already and I'm getting up and moving around on myself, on my own, getting ready for school. So that in itself was very much a culture shock. And then once we were in Richmond Park, Illinois for a while, we moved to Plainfield South. Well, Plainfield, and I went to Plainfield South and I graduated high school early there. I ended up graduating a semester early because I was just kind of ready to get out of there.
Yeah.
But being in that area and being in that environment was a lot different for me. I ended up at 16, 17, I ended up dating somebody that was way older than me. I ended up having a sexual assault because of that. I never told anybody about that. So that was like...
Stop. Hold on. Can you, it's hot. Can you open that door for me?
Okay.
Are you okay with the door?
Yeah.
Because like, it's getting hot.
It is getting a little warm with the lights.
And then we're going to pick up right there.
Okay.
Because I have so many questions.
Okay,
no.
no. No, go ahead. No, for sure.
All the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hot. We gonna open the door.
Right.
Okay, so we stopped at the sexual assault
Okay.
case, and then I'm gonna ask a question.
Okay.
Okay. Woo, that was a lot that you threw at me.
Right. I'm sorry.
So, no, it's fine. But I wanted to know, was mom having to be relocated because of income, or was it because of something else?
It was for sure income.
For sure income.
Yeah, it was income. She was trying to make it, and it just wasn't enough for 3 kids.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
So now you're displaced.
Yes.
You're having to go from the norm to the abnormal, and not only abnormal, but an environment where there wasn't as much love that you had when you were with mom.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you met this guy.
Yeah.
Sweeps you off your feet.
Yeah.
Put his pretender on.
Yeah,
they
for
do
sure.
that. And now you're in an abusive relationship.
Yeah. And more so, like, I would say this relationship, because there's abuse after this, but this one was like, it was more like I said, it was a sexual assault there, but it was like the dope boy. Right? The dope boy fantasy. Like, okay, he making a little money, this, that, and the third. And I seen that he had been like a little bit abusive to like his exes, but I never really seen that for me. So like, we had our interaction and we were like going out one night and he literally pulled over and it was a sexual assault that happened, right? So after that,
Sexual assault to you?
to me,
Okay.
after that, I really didn't know how to classify that and how to like departmentalize it, like, because we were sexually active and we were like active, so I kind of took it as like he was just being aggressive outside of not being like, okay, no, this was an assault because I didn't want this and I asked to stop, right?
Right.
And I think when that happened, a big wedge in between like me and my mom's relationship happened, because I didn't tell her about it, but I also was very like being a little bitch and like upset all the time and mad. So my mom eventually kicked me out the house.
So did you blame mom in that moment?
In that moment, probably so, because I'm like, this would never happen if I wasn't in this space.
Yeah.
So like, for sure, but in that moment I did probably. I was very confused about like what life was about at that moment and what I was supposed to be doing, or even like, was that even as bad as it felt? Right? And then my mom was dealing with the guy that she had been dealing with since I was like 3rd grade, but I felt like their relationship was coming to an end, and I was a strain on that relationship.
You were estranged.
I was estranged only because like I was the only kid in the house. So I feel like I was a strain for her and her relationship. And I think that's why she asked me to leave. And mind you, I graduated high school early.
Right. How old were you when you graduated?
17.
Wow.
4.0 GPA.
Wow. Smart, too.
Smart. You know what I mean? And I didn't even realize how smart I was at the moment. But when my mom asked me to move out, or she kicked me out, I was at that time internship at a recording studio.
Okay.
And with that recording studio, I started dating a man that would own that recording studio. And he was at the time in his 30s, and I was 18.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right. So we were dating up until we were like kicking it, whatever. But he had a girlfriend at the time. So when him and his girlfriend broke up, which was a dramatic scene, I seen them outside of the studio fighting and doing whatever. He putting his hands on her. Why did not I leave?
So that was toxic.
Toxic, okay. Right? I was living in his house, but he wasn't living there because he was still with his girl. So when they broke up, he came back into the house that he owned, and then that's where the relationship started.
So once he got through with her, he kind of came back. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And at the time, I'm like 18, 19.
Yeah, you green.
Girl, I'm talking about green around the edges.
Green.
And didn't know nothing about it. And so the level of control just escalated. No phone, no car, could not go anywhere. Lost a lot of my friends because of it. This happened for like 2 years, and then we ended up moving to Atlanta. And he was working here in Atlanta, and I didn't have any friends. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. Mind you, at this point, I think I turned 22 in Atlanta. So we were together from 19 to 20 in Chicago, 19 to 20 to 21, and then we moved to Atlanta at 22. So, like, I didn't know anybody. I didn't do anything. I was literally just by his side all the time. And throughout that, it was abuse. It was verbal abuse. It was mental control. Like, I couldn't even look people in the eye. Like, I was at the point where I was like literally like just
holding your head down,
holding my head down, and like not trying to make eye contact with anybody because I didn't want to make him upset.
Wow.
One of the things that kind of happened that kind of pulled me out of that, one of my good friends passed away. His name's Josh. He was murdered, a senseless murder in University Park, Illinois, in Chicago. And after he passed away on Mother's Day, and it was kind of like really like a dagger to my heart. And I just knew that like I didn't want to live another day like this in this space. So like I literally, when I say I ran away with my makeup case. Literally my makeup case, a Louis backpack, and I left the car, the clothes, I left everything there, and I walked away.
Wow.
I literally walked away after like 3.5 years of like abuse. Like I concussion, busted lip. I pulled a gun down on this man in his sleep. He didn't know. Like, God was fighting for me in that space because I almost lost my mind. Yeah. I almost lost my mind in that space, for sure.
And abuse does that to you. You lose confidence. You lose you. Because you're so busy being a puppet to keep the peace.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have to go through that.
No, thank you, sister.
You know, but I definitely know it all too well.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that. And I have not went public with my story, but
right. When we gonna do a pain is pleasure, honey? When are we gonna turn this mic on you?
I know, but I'm just like walking through my situation because you just made me walk down memory lane.
Hello? No, it was.
It's so you left like a thief in the night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The 4th of July weekend. I think we had kind of got into it, and I was just like, I don't want to do this no more, and I just left, and I haven't spoke to that person since then.
Wow.
And at this point, it's been my son at 10, at least 13, 14 years. Since I've had to like come in contact with this person. And I feel like now that I'm telling my story, I feel like
you're gonna look for it. So did he reach out? Did he try to find you, or he just let you go?
I want to say he just let me go, and I feel like I don't know, because girl, that first week when I left, I couldn't sleep. So I think he just let me go because I feel like he was seeing how far he can push the button, and I was just letting him. And then at some point he was like, okay, I gotta let this one go. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only woman.
Okay, so now you've left the relationship.
Right.
Where is Tiana now?
Oh my goodness, I was like still all over the place, honestly.
Did you have anywhere to stay?
So I ended up staying with, and this is just, I'm telling my story. I ended up staying with my son's father.
Okay.
And well, at the time we were just friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure things out, trying to get back with my head, and I started working out a lot. That's when I discovered like working out and running and like having like my moment with peace in my head. What is kind of what kept me sane.
Yeah.
I remember running in 100-degree weather.
Whew.
Meaning like, baby, it's time to get right. Okay? So I remember doing that, and it really just kind of helped me stay focused and balanced in that space, because I really didn't know what was next. I knew that at that point I really loved doing makeup, or like I was watching YouTube. This is when YouTube first started, 06, 05 or something. So like I'm like, I want to get into beauty. I want to get into like, you know, actually being licensed and to do what I want to do. So from there I did enroll in school.
Okay.
Maybe like a year later. I ended up getting a job, of course, in beauty, but then I enrolled in school.
Okay.
I enrolled in school and I found out I was pregnant.
Now, what type of school?
So I enrolled in aesthetic school.
Okay. So
yeah. Aesthetic school. So where I learned to do facials, makeup, all of that. But I was also pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. So when I found out I was pregnant, I dropped out. Because I was like, man, I don't want to have to do this, and I'm in school, and I just want to wait till after my son. So after my son was born, I got back into school.
Okay.
But throughout that process of being preparing for motherhood, man, I feel like I grew so much just thinking about like I gotta take care of someone, and I don't want this person to feel like I don't got them, you know, or I'm not prepared. And I was, of course, now looking back at it like, girl, you weren't prepared. Girl, that was cute.
I don't think none of us.
No, you can never be prepared.
How many kids you got?
You literally can never be prepared for motherhood, or just it's no preparation you can do. Like it's on the job training, legit on the job training. But
with each child.
Okay,
with
look,
child.
I can only imagine. I only have one, and I definitely want to have more. But like. On the job training for sure, because I'm still taking on the job training.
So now you got a life that's on the way.
A life, a whole human being,
and that life is making you want to get your shit together.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
You ain't got long.
You don't have long. And when my son was born, baby, we was in his dad's room, in his mom's room, in his mom's house. Okay, my son's baby bed was against the wall, and our bed was against the other wall, and then we had stuff in between. And now that I think about that, at that time I was like 25. Girl, I don't know how I did it and how I made it through, because I went back to school once he was born. So like I was in school, my baby was little. And I was in school full time, and I was working. At that point, I had got, I had got a job in the corporate cosmetics, working for a corporate brand. So it was really dope that I was able to like work and still be in school. So I was able to make money, but it was also like, oh my God, like I'm a mom, I'm a full-time student, and I have a job. So that was like, just in itself was like, oh my God, like every day I'm tired. Every day I'm talking to myself, I'm trying to like figure it out. Hello?
Yes, you preaching to the choir.
I'm still, and I'm back at it. Like I'm in a full-time student now, but like, yeah, I'm just still trying to figure it out. So when I'm in school, my son's father at the time, he was a good guy. So like, he was there to support me and help me through that and everything. And once I graduated school, I was able to like work a job, right, and get into the field that I wanted to get into. That started happening. You get comfortable in the things that you have. You start getting that paycheck, and you're like, okay, I can make things move. And then I started branching off and doing my own kind of like my own thing. But of course, the son's father and I, we didn't work out. Not to say of course, because if you got a baby daddy, keep your faith. Right. But usually a man gonna marry you before he have a baby with you.
Ooh,
but anyway,
that's a whole other podcast.
We gonna leave that there. Okay, for the girls that don't know and the girls that do.
Take notes.
But hello. So that didn't work. And for numerous of reasons, honey, we're not gonna give him no time. But we're not giving you no clout on this.
Okay. Next.
So I swear, that didn't work, And once I figured out that didn't work, now I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom and trying to figure it out and work full time, and like I'm feeling like I'm missing time with my son. I'm feeling like I'm missing milestones, and like I still deal with that mommy guilt to this day. That like that time that I wasn't there and I had to work. I'm working in, for the people that from Chicago, not from Chicago, I'm working in one space on the east side and going way west, which is 2 hours on the train. I used to live on 78th and Gates. And used to go all the way to Schaumburg. Took a bus, a train, and another bus.
Just to work?
Just to work.
So how bad did you want the job?
Baby, I needed to make sure I was feeding me and my child, okay?
Ooh,
but see, so I did what I had to do for numerous of years and time. Like that time was like 4 or 5 years. My son was like 5, 6.
Wait, so you did this for 4 or 5 years?
Yes, I did this for 4 or 5 years. Whether it was Schaumburg, whether it was Evanston, like I literally worked every retail space in Chicago.
Wow.
Like every mall.
Wow.
From Southside, River Oaks, Fort City, Oak Brook, like everywhere, Schaumburg, Orland Square, like everywhere I've worked. And I've worked for bigger brands, Estee Lauder, MAC, Bobbi Brown, Benefit Cosmetics, like every cosmetic company that you can probably think of, baby, I got a check from them at some point.
Okay.
Because like I was just like at this point where like I gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is how I make it happen.
Yeah.
So I was like really determined, but working on East Side Chicago, traveling to Schaumburg, traveling to Evanston, and having to provide for my son was a lot, and I feel like it took a lot out of me creatively. My last year in retail cosmetics was 2018, and I was working at Water Tower for a company, and I knew and felt like I would speak this into existence where I was like, I'm really ready for my financial freedom so I can be available for my kid, so I can, if I need to pick him up from school, if I need to homeschool him. Honestly, I kept saying I was going to homeschool him.
Yeah.
And what's so crazy is I did homeschool him for 2nd grade because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I ended up homeschooling my son for 2nd grade, and I was working for my own and all of that, but that's like fast forward, right? So 2018, I stopped working for the company, and I decided like I want to take this leap. I want to come to Atlanta and try to make something happen and see what happens. And let's be truthfully honest, I was taking a leap for love. Like, I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna tell the whole story.
Listen,
I'm gonna tell the whole story.
Cause a lot of us do that.
Yes, I was taking a leap for love.
Yeah.
And like not even just love. I was tired. I was ready to like get a team player. I was ready to have like someone that I can like lean on. Honestly, like I'm just being honest. Like, and it didn't work out.
And as single mothers, we do that.
Yeah.
I've been in plenty of relationships because of the benefits.
Hello.
I get tired of paying bills.
Hello.
Myself,
It gets a little bit much.
And I say that to be funny, but I'm really being real.
Yeah.
Because being a mother with a 1-income household is limitations on what you can provide and what you can do. Yeah, we get government assistance. Yeah, Tennessee is a women and children state. But baby, you gotta be getting crumbs to get them benefits.
And you can't make no money.
Right.
Like, you can't. They don't want you to. Even now, like they don't want you to make no money.
Nope.
Like you gotta be making less than $1,100 a month. Like what?
Right. I have to literally sit at home and not do nothing to get food stamps.
Yeah, and it's
to
like
feed my baby. Like
who's
come
gonna
on.
do that for real? Because and that's the thing. Like through the majority of me being a single mom, I wasn't getting food stamps because I was working.
Wow.
So I was making okay money. But they didn't give me no food stamps.
So where was Dad at this time?
Dad was there, but my son's father is not on no child support.
Right.
He was doing minimum. And still doing minimum.
Okay. They all. You know what? I'm not even gonna.
Look, that's another story for another show. So yeah, so Dad was there, but like yeah, it could have been better. It could have been more, But it was what it was. So once I decided to make that move to Atlanta.
Okay.
And all my friends was looking at me like I was crazy.
How long have you been knowing this guy? Let's get the truth now. 2 months, 3 months?
We gonna say like 3 months.
Oh, she made a leap of faith for 3 months.
I made a leap, girl. It wasn't even a leap. It was like a
catapult to a whole from north to south.
And what's so crazy is like it's
okay.
It happened.
It happened.
And so my plan was, right? My plan was to come back and forth every other weekend, check on my son. My son was gonna come with me for a holiday break, and then after a holiday break, he was gonna come with me for the summer, and then that following fall, he was gonna be here with me.
Okay.
Right. So my son father was doing his thing.
Okay.
With that, right?
Okay.
But when I got here, it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Right. Literally, my ride up here, the whole energy changed. Yes, in the core. And I say core.
You said car, baby.
In the car, the whole energy changed. Like, it was like a shift. Like, and I was like, immediately like, oh my fucking God.
What have I done?
What did I do?
Yeah.
And why did I do this? Mind you, I had been living in Chicago. I had a 3-bedroom condo situation, paying my own way, $1,250 a month, living good, honestly. And I didn't have like no issues, honestly. And I made my life rougher. I did. I made a choice, and that made my life a little bit rougher. So when I got to Atlanta and I seen what it was and what it wasn't, without giving that person too much clout.
You see, you roll the eyes. Did we capture her rolling the eyes? Because
I'm not about to give you too much clout, because it was a lot of mess. It was a lot of mess. And through that process, I was very like stressed and depressed. When I got back, so I decided to leave. I came back to Chicago, and this is like October at this point, 2018. And I didn't have nothing. My business I didn't have. My house I did not have. I didn't have anything. My son was staying with his father. I literally was sleeping in my car. I was showering at LA Fitness. I was staying at Airbnbs. I stayed with my mom for a little bit until I got attacked by bed bugs. Yes, it was like, when I say life was lifing at that time, it was fucking lifing hard.
And how long did that go on?
That went from October to March.
Long enough.
Long enough, right? Because it took, when you're looking for an apartment or you're looking for a space, that could take 1 or 2 months or whatever. So like, I literally didn't move into my space until March of 2019. But from there, from October to March, I was hustling, Uber eating. I ended up getting a car, because I didn't have a car when I came back. So I ended up having to get a car sometime in November, which, shout out to my mama. Got my car, and then it was Uber eating. I was renting out a day space to like take my clients every now and then, or on Fridays and Saturdays I would take my clients. And then from there, I was just looking for a space. And then I would pick my son up from school, take him to the library, work on homework, and then take him to his dad's house. Which, that was...
I know. Did Dad know?
Dad
you were kind of like living house to house or pillar to
He
pillar?
didn't really know, but I think he did know. In my heart, I want to say he didn't know, but honestly, like, how could you not know? Because I'm a mom's mom, so I'm not gonna just have my baby with you all the time, and I have a space for him. So I would say he probably knew, but he didn't. He didn't make me feel any way about it. He was just literally telling me like, I got him.
Good.
You know what I mean? Like, he literally was, and throughout all our, you know what? That's just baby. I fuck with you.
She went from rolling the eyes to baby.
Right, like, I had to tell, like, I fuck with you, my son's father, because you held it down. Even though after that you was being a little asshole, but you held it down in that space.
You blessed to have it.
Yeah, and I'm blessed. I'm very grateful for that. So, like, once I got into my own space again, that following summer, I opened up Saucey Self-Care.
Like a brick and mortar?
Yes. I opened up Saucey Self-Care LLC, where I was taking my clients and doing my services there. And I was developing new products. It was great. 2020 did me really well. Wow. And 2021 did. It's so crazy, because now we're about to approach 2023, and it's like these last 2 years have just hit so hard. Yeah. It's like I haven't even had a chance to really like be like, oh my God, this happened, that happened. Yeah. I'm grateful. Like, I'm really now, like, honestly, in this moment where I'm like, okay, damn, I'm like, I really just built myself back up. Like, I really just did that yeah. So like, but throughout that time, like, sleeping in my car, having to shower at LA Fitness.
I'm gonna ask a question during that time. What was going through your head? Were you optimistic, or were you a negative Nancy? Like, what was your thought process during that time? I mean, come on, you sleeping in a car, having to go to the gym and take a shower, and still got a whole responsibility out here that you got to take care of. And then sometimes you're embarrassed to even tell people what's going on.
Oh, didn't nobody know? Like, people gonna know now.
They know now, but
yeah, but like, didn't nobody know? Yeah. Like, one of my best friends didn't know. You. I didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking people. Like, one of my good girlfriends, rest in peace, she passed away in December. My homegirl. She was like one of the only people that was like really there.
Yeah.
And like, she's such an angel. That's why God had to take her, because she was just such an angel.
Yeah.
And I remember telling her, like, man, like, I slept in my car, and she's like, don't ever do that. Call me.
Right. Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah.
Hell, I remember being on her couch. And like, too much information, whatever, but it was like 1-2 days, and she like, sis, this time to get in the shower, because you're sad, and we don't want you sad no more. You know what I mean? Like, being a sister in that way. And I'm just so grateful for her, because like, me and Ray was not even like the best of friends prior to that. Like, we were like cordial or whatever, but like, when she found out what I was going through, I had like my little birthday celebration at her house when I was going through what I was going through. And she was just like, she's a realist. Like, like, people want to judge her for what her past was at that moment, but she was a real woman. And I'm just grateful for her in that space, because if it wasn't for her, then I probably would have been worse.
You know, God send you what you need in those moments. And sometimes if we are not careful, we'll miss those people. She was meant to be there for you during that time.
In that moment. And I will forever be grateful. Like, there's so much work that I want to do in her honor and her name.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful for that. I am. I for sure am, because like, I know that things that I've been through and what I came through, and even what she's been through and things she came through, we have to bring forth and have to show love to the next.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, like, in my space, like, if she wasn't there, then I would have felt really alone.
Yeah. And ain't no telling what dark hole you would have went down.
No, because there was times where I thought about suicide.
Yeah.
There was times where I thought about, like, why am I here? What am I doing?
Yeah.
And that to like answer that question, like, there would be times where I felt like I don't want to be here, or I'm not worthy to be here, or whatever the case may be. Like, it was very dark.
Wait, during that time, did you ever feel like you weren't worthy to be your son's mom?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like, I would be so sad having to pick him up and drop him off. Like, that level of like guilt that I had. And I know my son to this day probably don't know what was going on, right?
That's good.
You know what I mean? Like, he probably really don't know what was going on, but like, I had so much guilt, and I felt so unworthy, and I felt so like, just like, girl, what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? So those moments, I know, propelled me now.
Yeah.
Because now that I know how dark and deep and heavy life can get, because I'm an advocate of saying, because I know my brother, he's diagnosed with schizophrenia and manic depression. So he actually stayed with me from 2017 to 2018. So I was having to deal with him and deal with his episodes and things like that. And he was homeless prior to that. And I didn't know to what extent. I was going on a vacation, and he was in Florida, and like, I bumped into him type thing.
What?
Yes.
Wait, sis.
Yes.
You were on vacation.
Yes.
And bumped into your brother?
Homeless on the street.
Homeless on the street.
Yes. I did not know that he was homeless. My mom kept that from us. And I was getting ready to go on a cruise in Florida, in Hollywood, Florida. And my brother was there homeless, and I tried to bring him home with me, and he didn't want to.
Did he know who you was?
Oh, he knew I was.
How did you know it was him?
His face, of course, like what he looked like.
Wow.
But like, I didn't know. So like, even that trauma, like having to bring my brother to the hotel, and like, he, make sure he get clean clothes and buy him some stuff, and like, knowing I got to get on the plane and leave him here, was a level of trauma I still deal with. Like, now when I see homeless people, like, it's a different understanding for me.
Yeah.
Like, I really take more time and more patience with people that are dealing with homelessness. Just because my brother dealt with it. I dealt with it. So like I totally have like just this different respect for it.
Yeah.
But I remember having a conversation with one of my homegirls, and I was mad at my brother at the time. And I'm like, he want to go because when he moved back in, he still was trying to go back out in the streets. That's the thing about schizophrenia or just mental health. Like, they don't want to be, they want to be to themselves. You know what I mean? A lot of people, so like when they like would rather be on the street than
Yeah,
be.
they would.
So I remember having a conversation with my homegirl, was like, and my brother want to be a professional homeless person. And 6 months later, I was homeless.
Wow.
So like I'm an advocate of watch what you say.
Absolutely.
Because life will teach you.
Humble you
No,
real quick, baby.
life will humble you.
Real quick. Get
Like,
on that high horse you want to.
Hello, like I'm like in like my student teacher phase now, and I hear a lot of my students talking about what they wouldn't do, and I couldn't be me, and this, that, and I literally tell them all the time, like, watch what you say.
Wait, student teacher phase.
Yes. So I'm actually I'm in school to be an instructor for aesthetics. So I have students. Yeah, I have students now.
My girl went from trying to sign up to school,
Yes,
pregnant with a baby,
yes,
to now she the instructor.
yes, baby.
Run that back.
Yes.
Let's say it one more time. My girl went from trying to get in school, pregnant with a baby, to now she's the instructor.
Yes. It's amazing. Like, life is like coming full circle for me. Like, I'm so grateful.
And you should be.
I am so grateful.
You should be.
Like, for the experiences.
Yeah.
For the good, for the bad.
They groomed you, Tiana.
Oh my God.
You wouldn't be the woman you are today without the pain.
Without it. And I'm so grateful for it.
Baby, pain builds a warrior in us.
I remember being in that car and it was snowing in Chicago and my window was broke. And I was in the parking lot of McDonald's in Hyde Park and had my car on the whole night. And I remember just feeling so much pain in my stomach, in my chest.
Yeah.
And just feeling so like, when is this going to be over? And like not knowing that this point right now, like that, it grew me so much. It grew me so much, and it allowed me to really just see my full potential. And don't be scared of it. Because I feel like at times we become scared of our potential.
We become scared of failure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We do. And
we become scared of failure.
I'm grateful for the fact that like I didn't buckle.
You didn't fold.
I didn't fold.
You a soldier.
Hello.
Chicago, we get.
Huh.
Okay, so listen, if you don't know about Chicago, I suggest you Google it.
It gets
just Google snow in Chicago. Y'all, that snow get up to this high. I remember, so a little truth about me. 87th and Calumet. I grew up in a house on that corner from the time I was, I think it was 4 to like 10.
Wow.
With my grandmother, and my mom used to take me to daycare. You gotta literally have on 3-4 pair of socks.
Yes, ma'am.
A whole snowsuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, you have to prepare for that weather. So for you to be in your car in the snow, girl,
I can't like now like
commend you.
Thank you. I'm grateful that I'm able to say that I've been through it, and I never have to go through it again. Because I know what I'm capable of.
And you won't ever be in that position
I won't
again.
ever be in that position again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ever. But if that I have to be someone's pillar in that, I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm grateful for it. And I think I know it was necessary for this moment, to even come to this moment.
Yeah.
And I'm so ready to just be like a vessel for people and help women and just help people understand their journey more.
Yes.
And like, you know, we don't have to feel everything. You know what I mean? We don't have to feel every part of the journey.
Yeah.
But we have to recognize it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Oh, she's saying a word, y'all. So, we talked about the pain that she went through. I want to hear about the pleasure. Where is Tiana and Saucey self-care today? Yeah! She's like, this is good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff.
Let's talk about the good stuff. Okay. right now we are heading towards 2023, and Saucey Self-Care is at the peak of its, I don't know, I would say the peak, but we're getting to the point where, baby, we are here. We're not going anywhere, and we are grateful for this journey.
She's making a whole lot of noise.
Hello, making noise. I'm making noise state to state. Like I'm in Atlanta talking about it. What's going on? Hello.
You will break my soul.
Okay.
I love it.
Right. Okay, let's talk about that. So I started walking in ballroom. Shout out to the Exclusive Live Band family. That's my ballroom family. So I walk women's face in ballroom now.
What you mean?
So have you seen Pose or what's the show on HBO? I can't think of it. I'm terrible. So basically it's LGBTQ community.
Okay.
And so we have balls. And with the balls, we have different categories where you can do runway, bazaar. I walk women's face, so they judge us off our face, off our teeth, off our nose, things like that. I've been walking in ballroom for 2.5 years. I've won over 6 trophies and 4 cash prizes.
Wow.
I've traveled to Atlanta, New York, St. Louis.
Wow.
And that has been a big confidence booster for me.
Okay. Okay.
That has helped my confidence in a real way, and it has allowed me to get into a new avenue of just networking and then just understanding myself more.
Yeah.
Because I've never been in a space where I get judged off of my looks. Not like, like, no girl, you walking up and you get judged off your looks. Like you walk around every day and people judge you, but I've been able to build a certain level of confidence, and it adds to my beauty brand. And what I do with that. So shout out to my Exclusive Live Band family, and I appreciate y'all, and I will be in North Carolina very soon.
Yeah.
I'm walking in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But and I was deemed Midwest Women's Face for 2022. So that was like, an accomplishment as well. Next time you're in Chicago, I'm gonna make sure you come to, but you would love it. Like
I'm gonna have to come.
It's like a creative space. Like so many different looks.
Is it like a drag show?
It's kind of like that, but not. It's not that, but also more than that.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
It's more than that. So like, we have, when I say different categories, there's different categories to everything. Like runway, European runway, femme queen, realness, realness in general. Like when they have men that walk, they're like, you couldn't tell if they were gay. Like, so that's what realness is. Like you like.
Is it? You're trying to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So like basically like that's the category, like how the categories go. But yeah, so that was like a big part of like as far as my confidence growth as well for 2022. But
we see
that's part of my pleasure.
Self-care in Atlanta, so
yes. So that's why I'm here. Like I'm trying to get the buzz going. Like I want to set up a space where I can service Atlanta.
Okay.
I will be getting my license here very soon, so I want to set up a space where I can service the greater Atlanta area and get into some of this, southern hospitality.
Yes.
Because y'all real cute, girl.
Baby, honey.
No, one thing about Atlanta,
baby,
these girls do not come to play.
The competition is real.
Hello, they come outside every single day.
Baby, so
every single
major
day.
influencers, y'all connect with her.
Yes, please.
We all need mentors. We all need to do our due diligence by helping another woman.
Yes.
So share them social media handles.
So my social media on Instagram is Saucey_selfcare. That's gonna be SAUCEY_selfcare. My business brand is Self-Care Solitude, which is gonna be Selfcare_Solitude. Then I also have my Facebook, which is gonna be Saucey Lavin, SAUCEYLANVIN, Saucey Lavin. And then I have my website, which is sauceyselfcare.com, where you can go and buy products, you can book your appointment, you can sign up for my email list and be involved in any of the retreats that we have coming up or anything, any new events that we have coming. So yeah.
Dope.
Oh, and my YouTube channel, Saucey Self-Care.
Yes. So we got Saucey Self-Care, so it's about to be a brand.
Oh, it's a big brand.
She got a lot going on, y'all.
Yes, skincare, body care,
retreats,
apparel, retreats, makeup,
about the whole nine.
The whole thing, creative directing, all of that.
I see Tiana's Saucey Self-Care as a brand. So
yes,
you need to brand that.
Thank you.
I definitely want to thank you for choosing me to tell your story. You could have chosen 1,000 platforms. Hell, my platform don't even have a big following.
It's big.
But this thing about to blow up.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, so I really, 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 really appreciate from the bottom of my heart for you trusting me with your emotions and trusting me as a safe space for you. I hope this was everything you needed to release and move forward.
It was.
Good.
It was everything I needed. I didn't know I needed it, but I knew I needed it, but I didn't know it was gonna feel like this.
Girl, when you let it go, you let it go.
Oh my God! Thank you,
like a
sister.
burden.
Thank you.
You are so welcome, baby. When we locked in, La Familia.
Oh yes, La Familia.
So listen, y'all tune in. Y'all follow me, share this post, send it to someone who needs it, someone who has went through some things in their life and in their business. I mean, we hear about celebrities that are homeless. We hear about how they went through things before they blew up. So this blessing she about to receive, you are one step closer to your blessing as well. Don't you dare give up in the middle of your season. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all know I love y'all. Yes. But we done ran out of time.
We gotta go.
And y'all ain't cut no checks.
Okay, not yet.
So I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you so much for your support. Follow me on Instagram, pain.pleasure.com. We also are transitioning social medias over because y'all know I'm on Black Wall Street Radio.
Yeah,
so make sure you follow Black Wall Street Radio, y'all. Okay? Alright.
Let me congratulate you on that.
Ooh, baby.
Can I congratulate you on that?
Yes, ma'am. We gonna drink to that.
Cause you said you was gonna come down here and do something.
Baby, I was 30 days in when I signed that contract.
You came down here and did something.
I did something.
Real quick. Cause look, we were planning.
We were.
And then we had to add an extra little interview because you said, wait, baby, Black Wall Street. That's
Black
me.
Wall Street.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And I wish you nothing more than more success.
Yeah.
And more like accomplishments and more goals and more trophies. Because you deserve it.
Oh.
And I see your work.
Oh.
I see you working and you deserve it.
Thank you, sir.
And the people that are watching but they don't say nothing, they see you.
I know.
They see you.
And y'all really gonna see it. Alright, y'all tune in next time. Thank you so much for your support. We're gonna end it right here. Listen, drop your handles in the comments. Drop your questions in the comments. I promise you they will not get overlooked. We will answer your questions. And once again, if you need some advice, some help, please feel free to reach out to me because we is giving hell a run for their money when it comes to this entrepreneurship and when it comes to life. So I love y'all and make sure you tune in to the next episode. Yes. Peace out.
Peace. Yeah.
Girl, you gotta give me a hug after that. Girl, I know God has something so much big for you. I can't wait.
Thank you.
And you gonna help me with my daughter's face?
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Cause she got
what she got?
2 tones.